righty. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday. I am David Giles, joined here with Zach Wood, and this is the Poor Man Podcast.
Yeah, and I don't know. Hold on a second. I'm looking for my phone so I can test it.
Yeah. I'm testing the volume right now, so let's see what
I
we
knew I
got.
brought it in with me. It was in my jacket, but yeah.
Yeah, but we come on every Sunday, and we do this live from Dunkin' Donuts here in Corinth. And I think we got sound.
You got your song? Okay.
Yeah, we do. All right, we got sound. We're good to go. And so we come on every Sunday just to kind of give an update on our campaign, where we're at, what we're doing, what we're seeing on the street, and from you, the voters. And so we love coming on. This has been kind of something that's kind of grown on both of us. We started this back in July, I think it was, and we've been doing it every single week. Most of the time from here. There's been a few times where we've had to kind of deviate due to logistics, and that's okay. So
mainly it's just because it's like sometimes we might be in like two different states.
Yeah. Sometimes you're out of state working.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes something else is going on, but
it's usually the 10 chances of doing it when you do it remotely. You know?
It is, yeah. But it's been a great experience. I've learned a lot through this. I think we've met some great people.
Yeah.
Melissa, when you come on, hopefully you come on. I hope you're feeling better.
I hope, yeah.
I saw some posts of you yesterday, and we'll be praying for you.
Yeah.
And Godspeed in your recovery. And so, like I said, why don't we start with the introductions? You go first this time, and I'll follow up.
So I'm Zach Wood. I'm running for Maine State Senate in District 4. That's all of Piscataqua County. And about 20% of Penobscot. There's 11 towns, which is Dexter, Corinna, Garland, Exeter, Charleston, Bradford, Hudson, Glenbrook, Keduskeag, and Levant.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are those 11 towns in Penobscot County, and it's all Piscataqua. So it's actually like two different counties, really.
Yeah.
Two different counties that it covers.
Yeah.
Senate District 4.
Yeah,
And it's
nice.
one of the bigger Senate districts in the state.
It is.
They say they say geographic. I mean, my car's been chewing the tanks. I mean, I put on over 37,000 miles. I'm getting less than 3,000 miles to that 40,000 mark.
40,000 miles. So far.
So far, and then
that's amazing.
And I've go to 4 ball joints, 4 tires, a set of tires.
Yep.
So
I think there's a reason why the Democrat Party says, you can have north of Augusta.
North of Augusta. Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but you know what? We're more than happy to put in the work.
Oh, me too. Like I said, I've been like I said, I was going through some of the ones that I've, between the contacts that I made over the last, 8-9 months.
Yep.
Since last June. Everybody, because a lot of those $5 checks, which officially I want to give an update. Maybe I should just do it right now. So
go ahead,
I got the email last Monday, which not just that, it went to all my opponents. It went to even the one Democrat and actually the 4 Republicans, me and the 3 other Republicans.
Yep.
So all 5 of us got the email.
Yeah.
And saying that I had $13,200.90 come into my account. And actually, I got it on Thursday, so I got my signs ordered. I got 500 rat carts ordered, so I loaded and I planned it that way because I was getting down to like 20 to go.
Yeah, I only had a couple more of yours.
So I planned it that way, so I'll be loaded up to that. Maybe get one more before the judge, depending on because I should be passing those out more.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and try to do a poll here while you talk.
Yep. And then we're going to do, that. So we got those Senate District.
For whatever reason, I can't set up a poll.
Maybe you have to do it beforehand, maybe.
I tried it. It wouldn't let me. But
anyway, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I'll keep working on it. But
the polls like I said, I haven't done too many polls lately because
we did one.
We did one,
and it let me do it, and it's the only one I've been able to do. So it's kind of weird. But anyways,
we got more literature coming.
Yeah.
I ordered 5,000 postcards.
Nice.
On top of the 400 that I already have.
Yeah.
That we've already sent out 160 in the mail, 110, and and then another 50,
Yeah.
so 160
Yeah.
postcards already did, and those are just on the unenrolled.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I got 5,000 postcards coming, and then I got another 500 thank you cards I wanted to order.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I wanted everybody that signed my petition, I'm going to go through. Everybody that gave me $5, everybody that I've talked to, I'm going to send as much as I can. Go back to my list and just send out some thank you cards, especially on the $5 checks and the signatures. Because really, if it wasn't for those, I wouldn't have got them. Wouldn't have got the money for Maine Clean Elections, or even got on the ballot.
Yep.
Everybody that signed. So those are true. Everybody that signed at $5, those are crucial. Because.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to try something. Hopefully, it doesn't
And the
knock us
people
off,
and the people that give me seed money too. I gotta keep can't get them
Yep.
because especially that that's what helped me get my literature up to this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I appreciate every single one of you guys. So stay tuned on that.
I'm almost done here.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. You're doing a poll on your end.
Well, it's not. I'm going to do it in the comments because for whatever reason, every time I try to set up a poll on my cell phone, it keeps starting to fill out and then it knocks out and starts to fill up and knocks out.
Yeah.
So what I do is I just put a question in the comments. It says, do you plan on voting in the June 9 primary? Yes or no? And
then remember, you can be unenrolled, unaffiliated, and registered Republican. And if you're unenrolled, we've been doing that a lot.
We've
A
been
lot
doing
of
that a
unenrolled, unaffiliated voters have a zero next to their name on the voter
I was going to
rolls.
bring that up. Yeah.
That means they've never voted in a primary.
Never voted in a primary. So
Which
just,
should start because it started in 2024. So
Right. So starting in 2024, anyone who is registered to vote in Maine but unaffiliated, meaning you're not registered with a political party but you are registered to vote, you can vote in the June 9 primaries. So what happens is that you go in to whatever voting booth you have, whatever town office, wherever you do your voting, said, I would like a hopefully Republican ballot. And then you pick that up and you vote however you want in that primary. But if you wanted to vote in a Democrat, you go and say, I want a Democrat. Again, hopefully the Republican, but as long as you're voting, that's a step in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. Because we want people...
that's a new voter, really.
It's a new voter. It's a new advocate in the democratic process. And I'm a huge believer, and I know you are too, of getting people involved and getting people to believe again that they have a say, that their voice matters, that they can actually impact in some minuscule way, however small or large it may be, they have an impact in their communities, in their state, and in their nation. And so that is something I am very passionate about. And so that is something that you and I think have done a great job at.
I think
and
so,
I don't see other candidates doing it on either side, advocating for this the way that you and I have. And not to pat ourselves too much on the back, but we do a good job of educating people and informing people.
And that's what I tell when I go to their door. I tell them, look, I just want to let you know if you're unenrolled, unaffiliated or Republican, you can still vote you can vote in the Republican primary.
Yeah.
And we want you to,
We want you to. So I mean, I even went as far as getting these rat cards.
with the statue
that
right
says
there.
that, and the statute is on the back.
If it's probably backward, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
okay.
backwards. But
Want me to read it? Want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says a registered voter. This is Section 821-A MRSA Section 441 subsection 3. A registered voter not enrolled in a political party may participate in a party's primary election without enrolling in that political party.
Mm-hmm.
So they can just stay unenrolled. I mean, I've had, and I've even had some Democrats unenrolled.
Mm-hmm.
So they can vote Republican. They never voted Republican before, but they went Democrat. As long as they do it 10 days before the June 9th primary, which, what is that? I don't know, it's the 28th of May or something like that.
Something like that,
But,
yeah.
An unenrolled voter may vote in only one party's primary. So you only can pick either Republican or Democrat.
Yeah. Again,
section-
we're talking about the primary, not
Yes.
the June, not the November.
Not the
election.
November. The Secretary of State shall establish procedures so that each voter voting in a party's primary election is offered a ballot for that primary election.
Yep.
So I believe, I don't know if the town hall, if the clerk will actually ask them, do you want a Democrat or Republican, or do you have to tell them that?
I think you
don't-
tell them, hey,
Okay.
Fred, thanks for jumping on. So yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. But
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to get those rides. You know, get those rides.
you gotta make money. And not that it's kind of an oxymoron for today's weather. but
Especially-
you gotta make hay while the sun shines, and
Yeah.
in your case, you gotta give rides while the rain falls.
Make money for you and also and also for the cab company itself. So.
Yeah. So anyway, we want people to vote in the June primary. We've set out a goal, all together. And in fact, actually, you're done introducing yourself. We've kind of already jumped ahead.
Yeah, I
we
did.
don't have a written script here, guys. We have no notes in front of us. We just come on and talk.
Yeah.
So hey, Melissa, how you
Hey,
feeling?
Melissa, how you feeling?
Yeah, I hope you're doing better.
Yeah.
So I'm David Giles. I'm candidate for Maine House District 27. That is Corinth, most of Bradford, Hudson, Alton, Argyle, and Milford. And so Zach and I, we come on, we talk to each other. We've had other candidates on, anywhere from local candidates at the House all the way up to those running for governor.
We've
That have
had
come on
two.
the
Yeah,
show.
we've had two. Owen and Dale. Owen running from the Republican side, and Dale running.
Yeah, and we've had other gubernatorial candidates watch and kind of chime into the comments, and it's a really good thing when we can get people together talking, and that's one of the things. Again, I think we do a really good job at is talking. We've got to have some honest, constructive dialogue. Name calling, finger pointing, blaming, putting up walls does nothing in the long term except cause more division. And division is the last thing that we need right now. So we can disagree, and I put a post out on this the other day that democracy doesn't fail when people disagree; it fails when people give up. And what's one way to make people give up? Put up walls. If you put a wall up in front of somebody that seems insurmountable, they will give up. We want to tear down the walls. We want to talk to people. We may not agree. Again, we don't have to agree, but we should be civil, and we should be looking at each other as neighbors and as communities, and that's what we're trying to do. So, and that brings us back to June 9th. If you are registered to vote, if you're not registered to vote, register to vote. If you need help with that, let us know. Because it is a very important piece of our democratic process. And the primary election, in my opinion, and I've said this before and I'll continue to say, is the most important vote, when it comes to voting, the most important piece in the entire election cycle.
Yes.
The reason for that is that is when each party decides who to put forward for the November election. If you wait until November, you're stuck with what someone else gave you. And that's someone else within your party or whatever. You basically said, hey, somebody else decide what's on my menu, and I'll go and I'll vote for it. I would prefer that people decide who that champion's going to be and who's going forward, versus letting a very small subset of people make that decision. And sadly, that's what's happened in the past. We've allowed other people to make the decision for us. And then again, that wall gets put up that says, you know what, this is hopeless. I don't have a say. And people just disengage. And we want to change that. So June 9th is the primary.
But you can start your early voting May 10th.
May 10th, you can start early voting. So
Go to your town office. Go to where you go and vote. Go and you vote early. Grab that
no
ballot.
matter how I feel, it's here. So I feel I'm here. Send you. Okay. Yeah. I hope you're feeling better, Mel. It's.
Melissa. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just said something that was on my thought. So May 10th, early voting starts.
Yep.
So that's, again, like you said, you can just go into your town office or wherever you're voting, town office it would be, and fill out your ballot. They'll seal it up, put it in the box, and it'll stay there until June 9th, when it will get opened up. And then if you are unable to vote in person, you are now able to, we're in the 90-day window to request your absentee ballot. And again, we want, if that's what you have to do or feel that that's your best way of voting and being a member, do it. Vote absentee, vote early, vote in person. Any of those will do. Because that's what's available to you. Use the tools that's available to you to exercise
You
your
can
voice.
request that online, you think? Request the absentee online?
I think there's a website that you can request. Now, I know I've said this before. I'll try to find that link. If not, just contact your local town office, and they can either give you the link. The YouTube link that Fred put out. But yeah, so that
Is that his YouTube channel?
I think so. But that's it with when it's coming up for voting. So we really want you to. So let's talk about some of the stuff that's happened this last week. You started talking about it. I'll give the floor back to you.
Well, with the so I got the money. I got the email on Monday morning. Like I said, like that first thing Monday morning, I got the email saying I was qualified, and they.
Hey, Katie, thanks for watching.
Yeah, hey Katie, great to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got the email. So I did get the money, and it came on Thursday.
Yeah.
It said 3 to 5 days, and I was out. It actually came in 2 days. Actually.
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah, I had an idea because once it gets loaded up into
Yeah.
a batch system for wire transfer, usually it's that night.
Within that
next
day,
morning.
so.
Yeah.
So and then I reloaded up on my palm cards, on back cards.
Yeah.
I reloaded up on the signs.
Yeah.
And the thank you cards and the postcards.
Yeah. So anyone out
And
there?
more stamps. I got 400 stamps for the original 400 that I had. So
Yeah. So anyone out there that's seeing a lot of other signs going up but haven't seen Zach's yet, just wait a couple days.
just wait.
Just wait a couple days.
Yeah.
Because I think you've got 150, 200
Going out
either
anyway.
confirmed or close to confirmed
Yeah.
locations, and these are private locations. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see that come out. We'll wait on the rest of it for the shock and awe.
Yeah, I can't
component
wait.
of it.
I can't wait. Yeah,
So
it's good.
That's going to be really good. And for those people that have supported both Zach and me,
Yeah,
we
appreciate it.
can't thank you enough. And,
Thank you.
Yeah. As far as me, I do have my signs, and they have been going out. And so if you are in either of our districts or border up against them, our districts, and you would like a sign, reach out to us. We hand deliver them. We'll place them ourselves. We'll come and get them. At the end of the election cycle. And
If you want to keep it for a memento, you can.
yeah, if you want us to sign them, and someday if Zach and I are president, vice president, and you want that memento, just say hey. That's a joke, by the way. but yeah, no, if you'd like to keep them, that would be awesome as well. But we'll take them back so they're not cluttering up your space, and you don't have to take care of them. But it's been a fun adventure. But it's been also a learning adventure, and I should say it's been fun. But there's been some things that have been a little eye opening. And I didn't really talk to you about this, but and I know you've seen some of it as well. There's a lot of the church the word that got used in church this morning was despair, and it's a feeling of hopelessness. And I had kind of alluded to it before with people shutting down from the political process
because they feel that less of hope.
Yeah, and it's not just in politics; it's in life in general. And some of the places we've seen, some of the people we've talked to, we've had some great. You've been seeing my signs popping up around Corinth. Yeah, that's for sure. I've got a few over in Hudson now. I'm working on Bradford. I've got 1 or 2 up in the Alton, Argyle, Milford area, and I'm hoping to get up there soon to get some more out there. But there's a lot of despair, and it's hard to get people excited about a political process when they're having a hard time getting food on the table. When they can't afford to take their kids to the doctors, or if they do, how are they going to pay for it? When someone has a heart condition and they're living, an hour away from a hospital, and they're wondering if they call an ambulance, is it going to show up? Or if it does, how long is it going to take? And so I had a family member that had a medical condition a couple weeks ago, and that's the first thing that came across my mind is how long is it going to take for this ambulance to get to him? Fortunately, they did a great job at that particular time, but that's not always the case. So these are the things that we run across, and I'm not going to go into details about some of the things that I saw this last week. I had a lot of great experiences, a lot of great conversations, but I also came across a couple of things that were very, very disturbing and things that I've seen in other countries. And for those that don't know, I'm a retired military, and I've been, either in the military capacity or in civilian capacity, seen some stuff around the world that I never thought that I would see here in Maine, and I'm starting to see. And that's very, very troubling to me. And it's unnecessary, and that's something that I think, like I said, you and I do a great job, I think, and some other people do too. It's not like we have we hold that. There's a lot of people out there that really care and want to see a change. And so we're trying to connect all the pieces together to make sure we get the right people to work on these. So I'll come up the air.
Yeah.
So
we got those.
Yep. So we've got that. And then last week, where did we go?
Well, I was in Milo,
Yep.
Orneville, and Dexter.
And you had some great.
Great success.
Yeah, you did.
And not just that, I got $5 checks this last week for the supplement. So I can still get the supplement up until October. So the supplement's for the general.
Yeah. Yep.
So any $5 checks I get.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yep. So
any supplement checks I get between now and like October, I can get them. And every $5 checks I get another $6,600 for the general.
Yep.
For the general. So
those that don't know, so let's talk a little bit about financing. So I am running what's called a traditional finance campaign. That means I go out and either fund it myself out of my own money, which I have predominantly, or I go out and get people that want to donate to me, and I've got I've got those that have been very, very generous in helping me. So that's how I fund my campaign. Now there's a limit on how much individuals can pay, and I think it just went up. Up until a few weeks ago, it was $500 for the primary, $500 for the general, is how much you could donate to an individual campaign. I believe that's gone up to $750, but I don't quote me on that. You, on the other hand, are running Maine Clean Elections, which means that you cannot take
businesses or PACs,
right?
But I could have gone in my seed money. Anybody in the country, as long as they're a U.S. citizen, they can give me up to $100 per person.
Yep.
Up to $3,000 seed money. I don't think you get the caps at $3,000 seed money.
Yeah.
And then starting January 1st, I could gather the $5 checks.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it before January 1st. I had to wait till January 1st. Right. So from like 90 days, or like over 90 days, from January 1st till after that, it took me, I gathered, I looked $198 $5 checks, which got me to the $175 valid that I needed.
So you needed $175 valid $5 checks.
That people in the district.
From registered voters. They had to be registered voters, any party, but registered voters in your district. Yeah. You couldn't get them from anyone outside your district. You can't take above $5 unless they want to give you seed money.
Yeah, which some of them did.
Some of them did. But seed money, they could only give you up to $100. So once you get qualified, though, you cannot accept any more seed money. So you're done.
I'm done with seed money.
You cannot.
Pretty much all the money I get from now is the supplemental side of the ones I just got, the payment that I just got.
Yeah.
Well, that payment is what I have until the primaries.
Right. So that initial,
which is $13,000. It's a good amount.
It's a good amount of money for but again, you're in a contested race. And it's not just contested; it's a
four-way race.
Four-way race, which is up until this point has been unheard of in Senate District 4 or anywhere around here. Really, it has predominantly been a one-person race.
Maybe one Democrat, one Republican.
Well, yeah, I'm
but in the primary,
primaries. So just in the primaries alone, it's been predominantly a one-person race, which okay, I guess, but. Now voters have a choice, and that's something that
they've never
had before. Not in my lifetime, not that I can remember. And I think that's a great thing when we can give people choices and options. Now, obviously, I would love people to vote for you. We've put that out there. There's 4 people running. And that brings us up to our
The ranked-
favorite topic.
Ranked choice.
Ranked choice voting.
And like I said, you don't have to like it to play the game.
That's right. No Republican likes to talk about it. And I'm not saying I like to talk about it. You don't necessarily like to talk about it. But it is the system that we live in. And for too long, Republicans have lost races because they demonized it. They didn't want anything to do with it. They wanted to, I'm going to win a straight up 50% plurality on the first round, and that'll be that. And it's come back to bite them 100% of the time. So we have decided, Zach and I, and now a few others, are going out and talking to people and informing them, providing lectures to them, providing handouts to them about how ranked choice voting works. Not necessarily the merits of whether we think it should be there or not be there. It doesn't matter. It is there, and it will be there in the June 9th primary for your race,
The governor's
for the
race.
governor's race. Potentially, it's going to be there for another House race, I
Well,
believe.
in the
as
CD2,
well.
the Democrat side, the CD2, there's three of them there.
Anywhere there's 3 or more candidates running in a race and no one gets 50% plus 1 on the first round, it will go to a ranked choice runoff, which is nothing but
An instant runoff.
It's an instant runoff.
And the
So-
good thing is, you don't have to go on a separate day, like a regular runoff election. You
Right,
have to.
right.
It's a separate election day. You have to go and you
Yeah.
you just do it at the same time when you do it.
Right.
You just rank what
You rank your preferences. So let's just say, from a voter's perspective, I vote for candidate A, B, and C in that order.
LD, A, B, C, D.
A, B, C, D. Okay. Candidate A is my first choice. Candidate B is my second choice. Candidate C is my third choice. Candidate D is my fourth choice. Let's just say I do it in that order. Now, if candidate A does not get 50% of the vote on the first round, and they receive the least amount of votes on the first round, they are eliminated. Now, so me as a voter, I voted for him first, but now he's eliminated. No one has 50% of the vote, so all of my other votes basically shift up. My number 2 becomes my number 1. My number 3 becomes my number 2. My number 4 becomes my number 3. Everything gets retallied. Did someone get 50% of the vote? Yes or no? If yes, we have a winner. If no, the person with the least amount of votes gets dropped. Everyone's getting pushed up again. It's like going back to the ballot box, but that person that received the least amount of votes is no longer there on that follow-up round. That's all you're doing, right? You're just ranking. Now, again, whether you like the system or not, want the system or not, it's irrelevant. Now, I will say this, and I brought this up the other week. Let's just say in the governor's race, up until this last week, there was 8 people in that governor's race, 8 viable people. I think there was 10 total, but let's just say 8 viable. If you go into it from a plurality perspective, meaning not ranked choice voting, that means that 13%, a little less than 13% of the voters could actually decide who that candidate's going to be. That's 13%. Do you really want 13% to make the decision for the other 80, something that the other 87% didn't want? Or do you want to go into a ranked choice or runoff?
Make sure that person that gets moved over gets 50% plus 1.
50% of the people have to say, you know what, I can live with this person. Or do you have 13% saying, yes, we got what we want, and 87% going, ugh, because that's what's going to happen. Now that's thought number 1, right? Again, that's one of the things that you could look at as a plus for ranked choice. And again, not necessarily making the merits. I'm just asking questions and making things. The other thing is that when people vote,
Hey Keith,
how you
doing?
Keith, love you, man. I hope everything's good over in Owenville.
Yeah, I was just up in your neck of the woods up in Owenville last weekend. So
Yeah. And so the next thing is when people do rank, they've been kind of indoctrinated to think, just bullet vote, just vote for the same person all the way across. Again, you can do that. That's a valid way to vote. It shows 100% loyalty to that candidate. Again, from the voter's perspective, though, candidates love it when you do that because it locks in support for them, and they don't have to go out and build coalitions and try to get those second and third round votes. It's easier for them. It makes their life so much easier. But from a voter's perspective, let me ask you this. If you vote, let's just say A, B, C, D, but you vote A on all 4 options, your candidate that you showed 100% support for is eliminated on the first round. By you bullet voting, meaning the same person on all your options, you forfeited the right to have any other say in the future rounds of that election.
Wow.
Do you really want that? Right?
No,
Or, and again, if that's the only person and you just despise everybody else and you don't think anyone else has anything for you, sure, go ahead and do it. You know, that's your choice. But you can also look at it and say, look, I really want option A, but I can live or I can trust candidate B and I can tolerate candidate C and I really don't want candidate D, right? Think of it that way. It's that mindset. You know, we've been indoctrinated to believe that all this system is so evil and blah, 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 blah. And again, we might not like it, but it doesn't change the fact that it's here. And if we want to win elections, we have to play by the rules we're in, not by the rules of the game we want to be in.
Yeah, good afternoon, Keith. Yeah,
hey,
we're
Joe.
doing well, yes.
Hey, how those bees doing?
Yeah.
They should be coming out for their cleansing flights here pretty quick if they haven't already. But,
Hello, Joe, yes.
Yeah, she's awesome. She does some bees. But so there we have it on the ranked choice voting. And I've given a couple of talks to small groups. If you would like talks, if you would like handouts, if you'd like links to resources, I'm more than happy to provide that. I do my best to do it from a non-biased perspective with a slight slant on, hey, if I'm dealing with Republicans, I tell them this is how we can win, right? Because I'm tired of losing. I don't like to lose. I'm a very competitive person. You're a very competitive person. You're probably more competitive than I am. We like to win, right? And
that's one of the reasons why I went, because I was just tired of losing. You know, the Republicans losing. They have all the same strategies that they do. They don't change every election.
We have to evolve as a party and a people. If we're not evolving, we're devolving. And if we don't start evolving, we'll go by way of the Whig Party.
Well,
if I'm being honest.
Well, you know what? You want to hear something crazy? You know what would kind of like really started me thinking like how I just started late. I worked on so many CD2 races. Mm-hmm. Okay, between Paul Quinn, going back. I remember I was working on the CD2 remember when Kevin Ray was running for CD2?
Yeah, Ray
I was in school. I wasn't even able to vote in his race. So I started on his campaign for CD2, who's Paul Quinn, and then all of his times he ran, and then
Kraft.
With Dale Kraft. Well, it was Adrian Bennett in primary, and then I worked on getting Kraft, and then on the general, and then with Austin Terrio. But every time we've always had that same election party at Dyson's, and it seems like it was the same results. We've always come up a little bit short.
A little short.
Because we don't play the game of ranked choice voting. And we get to it was the same outcome every single time. And there's actually if you're going back, there's a photo of me. I think it was the Morning Sentinel. I think it was 18 when Bruce Paulquin lost to Golden. Mm-hmm. Wow, in the ranked choice, he got those votes that he needed.
18.
But when it went to ranked choice,
18 and 22.
18
and 22 was almost identical, I think.
18 was the first one that he lost in ranked choice. Then he got 2,000 more on election day, and then he didn't get those independents in the second round to get up. So there's a photo of me kind of like really upset.
Yeah.
Like pretty much, I was like,
work.
Like it was like almost like I was trying to pull my hair out. Like it was a picture of me like trying to pull my hair. Like what the heck happened? Like, but it was that frustration every single just kept going. And then I said, you know what? I said, that's what decided to run my own. I said, I'm going to run my own campaign.
Yeah. And so, that's what we need more of. We need people to look at, hey, we came up short. Let's reflect on ourselves. What didn't we do right? What could we have done better? And how can we do that in the future? We've got way too many people. People just didn't come out and vote. Well, they didn't come out and vote because it didn't resonate with them.
Yeah.
Right?
I tell you what,
I'm tired of hearing that.
my goal is to get 6,000 people minimum to vote in the June 9th Republican primary. That's from 2,800 in 2024. That would be from 2,800 to 6,000 would be the minimum. If we can increase that, then and then with the ranked choice, it's going to be really good because guess what? The unenrolled can come on the vote. There's 42% of unenrolled voters back in voting Senate District 4.
Yeah. So,
And a lot of them, I think, will because they first of all, we're letting them know that they can vote, and two, and now they can have their voice be heard.
Yes.
In the primary, that now they don't have to wait till before they have to. The independents had to wait till November to make a choice, but now they can actually choose who they want in June.
So again, some people don't like that. They some people within both parties probably don't like that. Hey, if they want to vote in our primary, they need to join our party. Whether that's a valid argument or not doesn't matter at this point. They have the right to do it, and we're encouraging them to do it.
And I was actually talking to an independent over in Sangerville, and he's been all for many years. He's been looking forward to having independents and unenrolled to vote in the primary for many years. Some of the, So like I said, it's a new year, new election year. Like I said, we're super excited because, like I said, I mean, a lot of my, like I said, those 160 postcards that I sent out, those 160 unenrolled. Unenrolled
and
voters.
counting.
And counting. So, I mean, we got way more. So I want to give out, like I said, I got a few people, like you said, few people that I know you and your wife are helping me with the post. And I'm working on a team of like 6 or 7 people right now that's going to help. If we can kind of team up and kind of do that.
So let me put this out there. Anyone that wants to help Zach and I with postcards and things like that,
reach out.
We could use some help because we're trying to do a lot of handwritten, a lot of personalized, a lot of, individual approaches versus just we'll do
mass mailing.
We'll do some of that as well, but we're trying to keep this as personal and to as close to the people as possible.
Yeah.
And that takes time. It takes effort. But man, does it pay off. It pays off huge.
And that's why I think with...
Oh, thank you, Bobby Joe.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry to hear about the bees. Hopefully it wasn't too bad of a winter.
I know.
She does a great job with bees. I gave her all my stuff, and she just... What a job. She did so much more of them than I could have. But yeah, you do a great job, and it was a weird winter, so the bees probably struggled everywhere. But
that's one thing I've noticed is a lot of beekeepers, a lot of increase of beekeeping. Like that I don't know if it's more of a hobby or I don't know if some people are doing it as a business or hobby or whatever, but the increase of that, no matter what, a lot of people have been getting a lot of beehives.
Yeah, I did that for about 7 years, and man, if you ever want a nice, refreshing snack on a hot summer day, get some fresh honeycomb.
Yes, we'll chat.
Yeah,
we'll chat.
All right, Bobby Joe, yeah. Some fresh honeycomb right straight from the hive and eat that. Oh
man,
it is so good.
I can imagine.
Because sadly, not all of it, but some of the honey that you get in the stores, it's been processed, it's been pasteurized, it's been and it loses so much of that flavor, and the enzymes and stuff get killed off as well. So much of that nutrition, and sometimes I miss that, but with the kids and the business and now this and everything else, after having a really bad winter where sadly I neglected the bees, I found somebody that wanted to get into it, and she does a great job.
That's good.
I digress.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, I have a friend in Texas that him and his family have been getting into. He's in North Texas, so he's been getting out. And actually, I think. Speaking of Adrian, that's what she has. She has beehives too.
Yeah.
So there's more and more Mainers and more Texans that have been connected with that have been doing more and more.
I tell you what,
it's a lot of education too.
It is. If for me it was peaceful.
Yeah.
Something about sitting there just watching honeybees coming and going.
Yeah.
I used to take a chair. Let's get you back in the suit this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I would actually.
That would be cool.
I would love to come over and do that.
I think I still have a suit downstairs in my home.
I might need a suit, so I'm gonna. That's the first thing I'm gonna have to get.
Bobby,
unless you have a suit like you.
We'll find something. If that's something you don't mind us doing, I'm doing a live event there. that would be very, very cool. But yeah, I used to just sit there in my chair and just watch. Something about it was therapeutic, just to watch them, and then just to study how honeybees, maintain themselves as a colony. The queen bee lays the same type of egg, and the colony decides what it needs. Does it need more worker bees? Does it need more, drones? Does it need another queen? And they decide based on the whole colony. It's
interesting.
It is very cool. So they develop based on the royal jelly and the enzymes that they add to the different cells, eggs. What that egg will turn into. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk definitely.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's a lot of cool.
Oh yeah, she has plenty of extra shoots. That's good.
Yeah, and then back in my meat making days. I don't know anyone that doesn't know what meat is. It's wine that's made with honey instead of sugar, and I don't drink anymore, but I really enjoy it. Let's just leave it there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I used to take my best one that I ever made. It was a sizer, so it's apple juice, not even water. It's apple juice and honey, and then you make the meat that way. And then I took it and broke it off, and I did a half an apple and half a cranberry apple, and added cranberry juice to it. And and if meat is something you have to let ferment, the longer you let it ferment, the better.
Yeah.
So it's a minimum of 12 months for batch. And what I was doing, at least, if you're doing it, the natural way, without any processed chemicals to speed things up.
12 months, yeah.
12 months minimum, but I had one of them set in for 18 months before we finally cracked them open, and I ended up giving them a bunch, like 2 or 3 cases away for Christmas presents and whatnot. Got a lot of really good feedback on it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
coming back,
yeah, I don't drink anymore, but that was back in the day. And just some of the, but it gets it back into the business side of things that we could be doing up here in Maine. In central Maine, I mean, there's a lot of honeybees that get brought up here for pollination, for the blueberries, for the apples, for the, whatever. And if you ever want to increase your production, even at your local gardens, at your homes, get a beehive close by, and you'll see a huge increase in your production. Because I've got apple trees at home, blueberry bushes at home, and I used to have a garden there as well. Huge difference. But that could, like I said, that could work right into what we need to do to increase business here in rural Maine.
Yeah. Especially in these 2 counties, Penobscot and Piscataquis County,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because that's the thing is we really need to get a focus on getting the migration up from southern to northern Maine. Because, like you said, and not just that, and plus that'll help give more voices. The more we move people up from migrate up from southern to northern Maine. Like you said, every 9,000 people is a House seat. Every 30,000 people is another Senate seat.
Yeah, so it's 30,000 people. There's 4 houses plus the Senate. So
okay, yeah. So 30,000, yeah. So we can add 4 houses. Yeah. So we can include, if we can, like that next, if we could put another 5 to 10 year plan and focus on getting 30,000 people up here in rural Maine, that will increase by 4 House seats and 1 Senate seat.
You want to break the stranglehold on southern Maine. That's how you do it.
Because right now, there's about, I believe, there's
a stranglehold that southern Maine has on Maine.
Yeah. But I believe there's 15 out of this 35 state senators, I believe. 35.
I think it's something like that.
And 15 of them in Cumberland County.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's how it's going to be done. And that's part of what Abraham's Lincoln's approach was migration. Getting people to migrate into those areas that needed it.
Yep.
And he used the immigrants and everyone else to do it. And the immigrants are more than happy to come over. They had a better life.
Yep.
They had a political system that embraced them, and then that's what led to the 1860 victory of Abraham Lincoln and the beginning of the I won't say the Republican Party started before that, but not much before that.
Yeah.
But we've got to start thinking past present ideology and defeats of the past and start looking to the future.
Yep.
So and again, these 30,000 people that we're talking about, they don't have to go in the same location. They just spread out throughout north of Augusta. So it might be 1,000 people here, maybe 20 people here, 50 people there. But if every like I said, 9,000 people is about another house seat. Every 30,000 people is 4 houses, about 4 houses, a little over actually, and another Senate seat. And then we could start shifting some of that control away from Southern Maine. And that's something I've been thinking about and strategizing on. You as well, some of the other people we've been talking with. So some of the things coming up, we've already been on over 40 minutes. It's crazy. We just get on here and just start talking. Like I said, we
do have some updates. We have that. That's consistent. But pretty much between the updates and it's mainly just kind of.
Yep.
We have some few topics that people might mention. Like we talked about the bees.
Yeah. No, it's been good conversation. We kind of go where the conversation
flow,
takes us.
Go with the flow.
Yeah. So coming up, May 2nd, if you're in and around the Corinth area, we have a different type of event coming up. Up to this point, you've been hearing a lot about Meet the Candidates Night, where everyone gets together, the candidates get handed a microphone, they talk, and then you and I and the voters might ask a question or two. We have an event scheduled here in Corinth, weather permitting. If the weather doesn't permit, we're just going to cancel it. But where we're going to have a Meet the Voter event.
Meet the voter. So,
and we're calling it Flip the Script.
Flip the script. So the ones that's going to be doing most of the talking is you, the voter.
Yep. We want you to come out, and we want the candidates to meet you. We want all of us to find out what's going on in your life. Obviously stuff that you want to share, and then how can the political process improve? And it desperately needs to improve in order to better reflect the needs and concerns of the constituents.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be there, and it's going to be in Corinth, right at the public park, right by the town office. So if you have kids, bring kids. Let's get families and neighbors and community people coming together, working together, having the kids play together, having mom and dad and everyone else getting together and talking. And I'll be there. You're going to be there. Derek Levasseur, who is a gubernatorial candidate as an independent, he will be there. His campaign manager, Ryan, is going to be there. He's running for, I believe there's a school board position in Berwick.
Yeah,
it's a position down there. I spent some time with both of them, a little bit of time yesterday. Not much.
We'll see him next Saturday. this coming Saturday.
Yeah. So May 2nd, put that on your calendar. I would love if anyone around, especially if you're unenrolled, especially if you feel like your voice doesn't matter, especially if you have not voted in the primaries. Obviously, we want everyone, but we want these new people to come that have been kind of disillusioned and felt, kind of ostracized by the political process. We want you to come out. I'm going to bring a grill.
May 2nd. Where's the little?
It's going to be at the park right in Corinth, right by the town office. So there's, like I said, bring your kids. There's some swings. There's playground. There's tennis courts, basketball courts, whatever. There's some picnic tables here. Bring your own chair if you want to bring some chairs and hang out. It's from 11 to 2, or whenever people want to come or go. It's kind of an open format. There's nothing really structured right now. And I think we're going to have a mic there. But again, we want you to talk. Don't have to. If you just want to talk individually, one-on-one with the candidates, that's awesome as well. Like I said, it's just a community event going into the early voting. Because again, something about, if we get people excited about the democratic process, excited about participating, we can do some great things.
Yes.
And that's what I am hoping for.
Yeah, we do.
So that's May 2nd.
Melissa says your wife and kids are going to be with you.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are, Melissa. Yeah, so if you can make it down, come on down. And, one of these days I'll meet you in person.
Yeah.
Melissa, you're so awesome.
That'd be good. Yeah, come on by.
Yeah. And even if you're not in either of our districts, you want to come out and talk, come out and talk. The only thing we ask is that everyone be civil to everyone else.
Yeah.
We're going to be civil to everyone. We ask the same thing, and I think we'll do that. People, by and large, are very, very good people.
Yeah.
So, hey, Sharon, thanks for watching. Yeah. But, so that's what's coming up. And then what else is coming up? You've got a debate coming up.
May 7th.
May 7th?
May 7th. Well, I haven't got the confirmation, but that's just by over the word. So hopefully that's
Word of mouth?
hopefully that's still on over in Dexter.
Yeah. And that's a Republican debate, right? It's not everyone.
I believe I believe it's going to be all four of us. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope it's all four of us.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. That's at, I believe, 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, I'm just waiting for the confirmation for the email. They said they're going to send me an email. I haven't got an email yet.
Okay.
Yep.
And so that's coming up. And like I said before, we're here where it's voting time.
It is. May 10th is early voting and absentees window you can request.
Yeah. So all the work is coming. Yes, I will. I hope so, Melissa. So we're at about the 50-minute mark. So I know we've just finished up the tax season, but I'll say it one more time. We've been putting these out. If you're on a fixed income, you don't file a federal income tax, or you do taxes on your own and you're not aware of this, if you did not file for the Maine property tax standards credit, you could potentially be leaving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on the table every single year. So just Google search Maine property tax fairness credit. I've sent out hundreds of these to people around my district, given out hundreds, help people do their taxes, and other people have helped as well. So we want people to. Okay. Senator, my friend. Oh yeah. Your friend that is running for president. Yep. But we want people to get the money that they deserve, that is due them, out of Augusta and back in our communities. It does more good in your pocket than it does in the politician's pocket down in Augusta. And I will say that now as a candidate. I will say that assuming I'm elected in November. It doesn't matter. I want that money in my community and in your communities. So, make sure you get every little dime that's coming to you. What else? I think we're just about there. So we're over 50 minutes now. So usually we could try to go 40, 50 minutes. We're almost 52 minutes. So again, if you haven't, make sure, I'm sorry, I don't mean to point at everyone. If you haven't voted in the primary before, please consider doing that.
And if you think you're going to be busy on June 9th, and you think it's going to be hard for you to get to vote, go. Make sure you get between May 10th and June 4th. You can go right to your town office, and you can early vote right there to make sure your voice is heard.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, both of us want you to use whatever means is available to you to vote. We want everybody to vote.
That's absentee, early voting at the town
legally
office.
Able to vote. We want you to use every legal means.
Which the thing about it is, and that's the one thing I've seen, like going to the different town offices. The base of the town offices, they all the town offices use the same system.
Use the same database.
Same database.
Yeah.
So and I didn't know this.
I didn't either.
When you move to a town, let's say you register a vote. Let's say you go from one town to the other and you register in that new town. Wherever you were registered before, you get dropped and you're registered. So you can't really be registered in two places. Really, you can't be registered in two places.
No. Now you can be registered in one place and go, but even when you go vote in person, like same day, it's not like that vote directly goes into the system.
Yeah.
They set it aside and they screen it at the end if it's needed, right? These same day votes and these absentee votes and all that, a lot of times they don't even come into play in making the decision because mathematically it doesn't matter. But yeah, I was talking to a town clerk and they said, no, the way the system works is that if someone moves from one location to another, if they're registered to vote, they go to the new town that they live in, they establish residency, which is usually like...
Because it's the same system.
Utility bill or whatever. They go to the town office and say, I want to register to vote here. They look you up in the system. They basically suck you from your old town into your new town, out of one and into the new, so that you're not... They all use the same exact database. That's what.
And they just started new, and I'm waiting for one of my supplements to get waiting to hear back to get it verified because I went to one town and I'm still waiting. But that's okay. We'll
You'll get it.
I'll get the good thing about the supplement. I got the minimum. The supplement is I have until October 10th for the whole funds in general. So I got plenty of time for that. It's not like It's not like I need my minimum by the 21st of Tuesday, which, But,
I got to call Tuesday to see if they can mail my your absentee ballot.
Yeah, request that. Yeah, call Tuesday as soon as you can. Call your town office and get it to you. I think they will because it's still early enough.
Oh yeah. You can still get your absentee ballot. Absolutely, you can get your absentee right up at the same time you can early vote.
June 4th.
June 4th, but obviously you want to do it before that. But it's got to be postmarked by a certain date to count on the actual election. I don't know those dates right off the top of my head. But anyway,
you request it by. Yeah. So
So, anyways,
but we get that. So
like
I said, no, that's all set. And like I said, we hope you guys have a great Western week this week.
Yes.
Absolutely. Stay safe out there. Hopefully the weather, like I said, we got raining today, but hopefully we get some warmer. Like Friday was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, what a day! What a day!
Hopefully we get more of those days coming up.
That was such a good day.
Especially going door knocking. It's good when you get when you get days like that. Door knocking compared to rain. I had a couple doors today. Which the good thing is I got 2 more signs going up in Sangerville.
Yep.
So
like I said. Be on the lookout through the end of this next week. It's going to get interesting.
Well, end of this week, we'll definitely be getting we'll see when they come. Hopefully 5 to 8 days. Hopefully it's closer to 5. But
all right. So thank you again, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah.
We're hoping to make a positive change, and we look forward to hopefully representing you and working with you.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot.
Love you guys. Stay safe out there.
Yeah.